This film has been banned in Germany. By banning it, they actually made it go more viral. Citizen Vigilante, directed by Uwe Boll, one of Hollywood's most hated directors. Now, if you're wondering why are they trying to ban it, it's because it's hitting a very soft nerve right now in Europe regarding the Islamic migrations and the rape gangs that are roaming around the continent. So without further ado, let's jump in, watch a few clips. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. So if you have children right now, maybe it's a good time to move them away from the screen. I did add a blurring segments here and there, but still, it's a hard video to watch. But once you watch it, you'll understand why Europe is so afraid of having it aired.
Are these the values you're teaching your children?
I teach him the values from Quran and these values from our family.
Well, if these are your values, that women in America and Europe deserve to be raped because of a dress code, why did you come here?
You know that we have several war in our country and we have a dangerous life. That's why we are here. And I think you know that.
They always say that
We
excuse.
thought she wanted it.
That's
You
also
thought that
commonly used excuse.
She wanted you to grab her and pull her into a bush in the quiet part of the park. But she wanted you to put your hand over her mouth while your 7 friends took turns raping her. She had to crawl out of those bushes on her hands and knees. And now she lives every single day afraid of what you and your friends might do since you were acquitted. It was very good work by your attorney, by the way, painting them as the victim. What was it? Traumatic integration?
But we're all getting mental help now and support. We will be better in the future. I promise that.
It's the right answer. The only problem is that on your social media, since the event,
he's not
I've
taking
seen
prisoners.
any regret or empathy. In fact, I think you said that she deserved to be raped.
What I mean is that they dress wrong and just make boys horny with their mini skirts. They show their legs and breasts.
You wrote that she deserved it.
I will delete
Soft
it.
Jihad is always a beautiful girl with curly olive tree hair.
Are these the values you're teaching your children?
I teach him the values from Quran and these values from our family.
Why did you come here?
You know that we have several war in our country and we have a dangerous life. That's why we are here. And I think you know that.
Do you know what I think?
Why?
I don't think it was the good ones that got out of your country. I think it was the bad ones. And I think you brought with
Wow,
you
he's dropping bombs
your
on them.
archaic value system.
The film is actually based on several true events that has been happening all across the continent. One of them is a case of a German girl at the age of 12, I think, that was raped by Islamist gang rape, only later on to have them released, not go to jail because they're considered minor, under the age of 18, and ended up still living at the same town with that girl. So she needs to deal with that trauma for life. And that is one case out of many, which is creating a frustration among the European population, coming and saying, what are you doing? You're focused more on taking care and protecting these Islamic illegal migrations that came and brought all their crimes and all their Sharia law and all the craziness out of the continent. Meanwhile, you're silencing your own people, shaming them, calling them Islamophobe, calling them racist, calling them far right wings, and etc. So this silencing is not really helping. And also, when they silenced this video and refused to air it in Germany, Elon Musk went and aired it on its own platform on X, and it became one of the most viral viewed videos in the United States. Now, this guy goes around and tried to find also some of the victims.
Yes? What do you want? Who are you? Another one of those reporters?
Do I look like a reporter to you? No, I just have one question. Were you satisfied with the result that was reached in court? And was your daughter?
Why do you ask this? How can you ask this? How do you know where we live?
So you found no justice in court, right?
I don't have to answer your questions, man. This is bullshit. Go away. No.
That's the girl that was sexually
There was no
assaulted by
justice.
the family that you saw in the other scene, the father and the son and their friends and the sister. They were all in on it. So he goes on later on and takes matters to his own hand. He
There's been a lot
becomes
said
a
about me, so I
hero
thought
to
you
the
should hear
people
directly from me.
and
everything that
wanted
I
by the
do.
governments and the authorities.
I do for you. I can't sit here and watch you exist in a state of sleep paralysis anymore. The truth is this. You are all being used. You are all nothing but playthings. Every soldier who's gone off to war thinking that their death was for an idea or that their sacrifice was important for society.
This is hitting a very
Has been
serious
played.
nerve in Europe right now. There's a lot of people that are feeling that way,
Clinton, Biden, Trump. You
that
never
they've
see
been
them on the
abandoned
front
by the
lines of any
authorities,
battle
by the elites that are
Why?
far away from this,
because they never risk
and
their
left to
lives.
deal with this Sharia people
They
that are
have
coming
you.
in and just bringing all the baggage from their
They
countries,
trick
which
you
are
into
very
thinking
failing
that
countries.
You are dying for your country.
So I already talked to the director of that film, Mr. Owe Bull, and we talked about coming on my show live and explaining some of the things about these videos. Why did he choose an American to come into Europe and do that, and etc. But the next scene is probably one of the hardest ones. So again, viewer discretion is highly advised. So that's a mother and her child walking out of a grocery store. And again, these are based on true stories that happened not once, not twice. And then as they're walking in the street,
Can I now eat chocolates?
one of the illegal asylum seekers apparently walks by with a knife, just stabs her in the neck, and keep running, Allahu Akbar, chasing other people. Now this happened several times, actually happened in Germany a few times and all across Europe, sometimes even at kindergartens. Some of these men will come to kindergarten and start stabbing people. Not even kindergarten, I think it was a daycare. The kids were 2 years old, 2.5 years old, just went stabbing, and even someone who jumped in and tried to save them got stabbed and killed. So these incidents are happening across Europe, and the Europeans are feeling that they're not really getting the right response by the government that is here to protect them, and it's creating a lot of tense. We're seeing it right now in the UK, and I'm telling you what, it's also in Germany, and also I live here in Germany and I can see it. And if the government doesn't start take direct actions to protect their own citizens, and instead of they're trying right now to silence their own citizens and shame them, and also the intellectuals and the elites, I feel it here that among the university and the professors, they seem to always side with the victim. But let me remind you something, guys. Islam is not the victim. From the Middle East, when they come as asylum seekers into Europe, they tell you that they're the victims, but actually they're not. They're far from that. Anyone else but Islam is actually the victim of Islam in the Middle East. The Christians, the Druze, the Yazidis, the Alawites, the Jews, all the minorities there are suffering extreme oppression and violence by Islam. So when they come into your continent and try to pretend to be the victims, meanwhile want to bring their Sharia law and the same rules that destroy the countries they came from, it's creating a lot of frustration in the eyes of the Europeans that can actually think and see through this victimhood mentality. We're the victim. We came from a country torn by war. I thought she wanted that. I didn't mean to. I couldn't control myself and all these things. She showed her legs and she showed her breast. Hence, she wanted to be beep and etc. So all these excuses, for some bizarre reason, are working on the intellectuals and the elites, but are not really working on the common average person in Europe, or at least in Germany where I'm living, because I'm hearing these voices. So they're becoming very frustrated, and that's why they're terrified of this movie. Now, again, canceling this movie, I can understand where the government is coming and saying this might trigger a lot of violence right now, and we don't want it to go into chaos. We want to take care of it by our own self. But on the other hand, they're not really showing that they are taking care of it by themselves. So trying to silence this movie, you've just made a favor of the movie and you made it go more viral, thanks to Elon Musk and others who just came in and just brought it out. Guys, don't silence it. There's something here to be watched. I generally think that silencing and canceling is not the answer. I think that you actually should address things with education. Is it okay to hate all migrants? Absolutely not. Is it okay to target all migrants? Absolutely not. Is it okay to defend your citizens and your children from Islamic rape gangs that are coming into your continent? Absolutely yes. Is it okay to bring a very strict system of rules when it comes to Muslim migration? I'm talking only Muslim migration, not any other migration. Also for them, but in general, you can spot where the problem is. So ignoring science, ignoring statistics, ignoring numbers is just wrong for the sake of political correctness. And I feel like Europe have been doing that for too long, and the people in Europe are just getting fed up. Either way, guys, I recommend watching this movie, but like I said, viewer discretion is advised. It's a shocking video and have a lot of violent scenes. It's meant to be shocking. Here's another point. This video is being cancelled because they're afraid of it, but actually it doesn't have more violence than Rambo or Robocop or any other new Hollywood movie, Man on Fire, that is allowed to be aired in Europe. So obviously the cancelling of that movie is politically based, and that is what making people very upset, and that's what making people want to watch it even more. So if you stick until here, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you don't mind, do the like, share, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified, and also if you want to find financial direct ways to support the work that I'm doing, go and check my Patreon. Practically the entire shebang. But until then, guys, don't do anything stupid. See you next time.